there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Pacheco once again. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. You look at this Jaguar defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. How about this? They'll change it at the line. They'll run for it with Pacheco. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. A short throw there to Strange. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Here's a give to Bigsby. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Calvin Austin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jags go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Quick toss to Knox. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Pacheco gets it up the gut. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. You look at this Jaguar defense. They're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54, and he'll try and throw here on the fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. And the Jags are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, anytime you send your kicker out to try a long one, you got to figure that the defense, they're on guard for something like that.
Well, I like the way that you're thinking because that's exactly what defenses practice when they put their special teams out there. Long field goals, most of the time you're not trying as hard to block it as you are to prevent a fake. And in this situation, that didn't fool anyone.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. That is caught. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. From the gun, Bigsby. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The Jaguars at 4-3, a game over 500. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable.
A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And the Colts will take over here at their own 14-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Drake Jackson in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Here's Pacheco headed right. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long. Now Allen. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Allen to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He lets it go deep for Olave. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to try and throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, and that is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this one caught by Hunter over the middle. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Here's Rodgers to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hunter. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, 41 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right. And now off to the races down the right side. Racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Isaiah Pacheco with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts get a bit closer. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now Rodgers, escaping the pressure right. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Brian Thomas, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. That's going to be caught by Cox. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Allen going to throw. This one taken in by Olave. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Allen. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now Allen again. He completes it to Olave. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Allen going to change this at the line. Pacheco fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Once more, it's Pacheco. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Isaiah Pacheco with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Colts are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Another run by Bigsby. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Bigsby. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 53 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. On play action, Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Bigsby. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Rodgers throwing here. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Brian Thomas with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And his throw is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Allen going to change the look here. Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. On play action, Allen. He's going to let it fly. A battle for it, and it's intercepted.
And the Jaguars are going to take over at their...